You've had enough, Jim.
There isn't that much.
Too bad.
Hello, Jerry.
Hello.
Hello, Jack.
Hello.
Have you seen Jim?
He's at the bar.
Oh.
Why does a girl like Sylvia put up with a fellow like Jim Benton?
Certainly taking an awful beating from him. But you can't figure women.
Anyone else would have walked out on him long ago.
Well, you can't say she's a quitter.
Oh, Jim. This is our dance, isn't it?
I'll be with you in a minute.
May I?
This was our dance.
I didn't think you cared to
Are
dance.
you going to give me an argument?
But I...
Go ahead, Sylvia. It's all right.
All right. Say, listen, are you telling me it's okay to dance with my own wife?
Don't be an idiot, Jim. Nobody's trying to tell you anything.
Oh, you think I'm drunk?
Oh, Jim, please.
Come on, Jim. Let's go outside.
Now, Jim, don't start a scene in here. Come on out.
Come on, Jimmy, old boy. Everything's going to be all right.
I'm sorry, Billy.
Oh, that's all right.
Thanks. Don't you think you better let me drive?
I'll drive. Get in if you're going to. Go ahead. Say it. Well?
What's the use of talking about it? It seems as though you deliberately go out of your way to humiliate me.
Well, you had no business dancing with that guy.
That had nothing to do with it. We haven't been hitting it off for a year, and you know it.
All right, then. If you don't like it, why don't you quit?
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Oh, you are? Well, you won't get any alimony out of me.
I don't want any. I still have my RN certificate. I'll go back to nursing.
And $5 a day, huh?
Don't worry about me. I'll be all right.
Back to St. Vincent so you can look cute in a uniform.
I want to get away from this town. Get away from you. Don't you think you better slow down a little?
I see. And you haven't done any nursing for 3 years?
No, I haven't.
You've just come to New York?
From Connecticut.
Your references are excellent. And it so happens that I can use a registered nurse. Are you married?
No.
Fill this out and mail it to me. You'll be notified when to report on duty.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
City Hospital. Why don't you call the police station? Oh, I get you. Want to patch him up first? Okay. Here's a call for you, George. Yeah, free for all. Okay. City Hospital.
That siren. I hate it.
Don't let it get you, Miss Dixon. You better make up your mind to get used to it if you ever expect to be a nurse.
I know, but it always means that somebody's been hurt or killed.
Wait until you've been here a year, like Murph and me. Don't worry, Miss Dixon. It's probably just some drunk who fell into a manhole. Be a nice girl and wash this, will you? Why the sigh? Don't you like dishwashing?
Well, I can't say that I do exactly. I left home to get away from washing dishes, but they sure seem to follow me wherever I go.
Better make up your mind to get used to that, too. Every probationer has to take her turn at the sink.
Ah, shut up. Let me out of here. I won't go to any hospital.
The hospital, he ought to be in jail, the big ape, breaking my joint.
Joint is right. Let me out, I tell you. I'm going home. I got my own doctor. Oh, my leg.
Take it easy. It's broken.
Oh.
It serves him right, trying to make me throw a party for him and that mat-kissing bunch of hoodlums of his.
Oh, shut up. I won't go to any hospital. I won't.
Here comes the bad news.
No, let go of me. Let go now. No, you can't take me here. No, you can't take me in here. I'd rather go to jail first. I'd get rid of habeas corpus and get out of here quick. Take your hands off me, you mugs.
Look out for this one. He's violent.
All right, I'll handle him.
Look out, my leg's broken.
Let go of me. Let go.
If that's a bum leg, I'd hate to get kicked with a good one.
No.
Get this out of here.
No,
Get it
I don't
out.
want to go in any hospital.
Oh, you're going to fight?
Well, I'm going to try to make the main event.
Good enough.
Looks like we're going to have a quiet night.
Yeah.
Let me out. Out, Smanley. Take your hands off me. When I say scram, I mean scram.
Oh, Dr. Hedwig.
Alcoholic?
Fellow with a fractured leg.
Oh.
Won't let anyone come near him.
Hey, who's in charge of this joint? Let me see the head butcher, will you? Where is he?
Who is he? It's Frankie Sylvester. You know, the fight promoter. Seems to have been a young riot down to Sadie's place.
That's so? Any of the girls hurt?
A couple. And Sadie, too. She came in looking like a hamburger.
Doctor, you're wanted in the emergency room.
I'll be right there.
Dick, get away from me, will you?
What seems to be the trouble?
Are you the head guy around here?
Yes?
Well, spring me, will you?
Spring you?
Yeah, get me out of here.
We can't very well let you go with a broken leg. Miss Walters, the anesthetic. I'll set this myself.
Aye, not on your life.
You better get Benton.
Yes, Doctor.
Oh, a strong-arm guy,
Now,
huh?
look here. We're not going to cause you any more pain than we can help.
Oh, don't give me that bedside manner, hooey, Doc.
All right, Benton.
Another frail. I might have known it.
Lie down, please.
Huh?
Do as you're told.
Say, listen.
I'm sure you don't want to make any trouble.
That's what you think. Say, dames don't slap me where I come from.
If you don't behave yourself, I'll slap you so hard you'll forget where you came from. Now lie down.
Ready?
No, dope. I ain't taking any chances. I talk in my sleep.
How did you get this?
I was just trying to get up a party to go to Florida. I went over to Sadie's to get some... Well, that old hag put thumbs down on the idea. Well, one thing led to another, and
so she broke your leg. She must be a lovely person.
Wait till you see her. I wrecked her.
All right, all right.
If it'll help any, you can slap me now. Steady.
What do you want to do, put my eye out?
Sorry. Seems as if somebody'd already beat me to it.
Yes. Wait till I lay my hands on him, the big begonia. Oh, isn't that doctor ever coming?
Dr. Conley will be right up. We're pretty busy here tonight.
A lot of customers, eh? You must put on a good show.
I've never heard any applause.
Why, I'm sorry to have kept you waiting.
Oh, Mr. Gregory, fancy meeting you here.
Well, I'm afraid you must be mistaken, madam. I'm Dr. Connolly.
Oh, okay, Doc. Never saw you before. Any parts missing?
The x-ray shows a couple of ribs broken. What happened?
Oh, just a little argument with a gentleman.
We'll soon fix you up. Make her comfortable, Miss Hammond.
Yes, Doctor.
Must have been quite an argument over that joint.
That Sadie sure keeps us busy. Never a dull moment.
Come on, Dynamite.
Hey, Sloss.
You better take her in there. That's a nasty cut.
Cut? Blood.
Some people would faint at the sight of a blood orange.
Oh, they can't all be as tough as you.
What kind of a dump is this anyway?
If you'll calm down and try to... She's terrible. What's the trouble?
You get out of here. Well, what do you want?
I work here. What do you want?
I want a cigarette. And she said...
Dr. Connolly said to keep her quiet.
Dr. Connolly, where does he get off to tell me?
Dr. Connolly's one of our best doctors.
Oh, you stuck on him, too? All she did was stand there and gape at him. You get out of here.
Okay by me.
There now.
You know, I don't like that other nurse. I'd rather have you.
I'm sorry, but I'm already on a case.
It's all right. You just send the head nurse to me. I'll fix that. Is there any reason why I can't have a cigarette?
No reason at all.
You know, that other nurse wouldn't let me have one.
Maybe you didn't ask her politely enough.
Give us a cigarette, darling, will you?
Why don't you try buying a pack sometime?
Honestly, I never think of a cigarette till I see someone else smoking. I'll buy a carton tonight.
Yeah, I'd hate to hold my breath till you do.
Girl, want to see something pretty?
Sure.
Gee, where did you promote that?
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Ooh, who played Santa Claus?
Isn't it a pip? My last patient gave it to me for staying with him. Reading.
You never learned that kind of reading at school. They call that the touch system, don't they?
Gee, I wish I could leave this sink and do a little private reading.
You stick to your dishes.
Run along, Ben. I'll talk to her. Thank you, Miss McKenna.
Oh, wait a minute, Ben. Busy?
Always.
I was afraid of that. Say, Ben, why don't you give me a break sometime?
Gloria tells me you don't need any breaks.
Oh, Gloria, she's just an emergency break. Well, how about it?
Afraid not.
Why not?
Maybe you don't appeal to me.
Oh, I wanted to see you about Miss Benton. I want her for my nurse.
Everyone does. She's one of our best nurses.
Oh, I'll pay extra.
Well, I think it can be arranged. I wish we had more like her. They're very hard to find.
It's a problem, isn't it? Getting good girls. I have the same trouble over at my place.
Oh, yes, Miss Benton told me. You have sort of a beauty parlor?
Yeah, I guess you could call it that.
I see.
You know, your best girls are always leaving you. setting up in business for themselves, sometimes right across the street.
Oh, that's very difficult. But then the help question always is.
You said it.
I hope your shop will function all right until you return.
Oh, it'll get along all right. It's one of those businesses that just runs itself. You know, it just rolls on and on, on.
What are you eating?
They're grilled kidneys. They're swell.
Say, talking of kidneys, did you see the beauty that Hedwig took out of the old dame in 429? Oh, but kidney operations aren't much fun. Give me a good leg amputation. And say, Connolly wields a wicked scalpel on the liver. Why, we took out a liver once.
Miss Sloss, quit up. Oh, don't tease the kid, Sloss. I think I'll just stick to washing dishes.
Hiya, Nightingales.
Hi.
Hey, Spot, your boyfriend's here.
You don't mean Pat?
Sure. How many boyfriends you got?
Where is he?
In the emergency room. Just come in with the last load from the riot call.
Pat. Oh, Pat, darling, you're bleeding to death.
Beulah, darling, are you all right?
Well, check my blood count. Hard-boiled Sloss of all people.
Pat, you're hurt.
Look, not a scratch. Somebody else's blood.
What do you mean by coming around here scaring me to death?
All right, Miss McKenna, if she thinks she can handle them, ask her to come in a moment when she has time. Thank you. Ben will have her hands full with those two. They're tough customers.
They won't put much over on her.
That sounds like experience talking.
That young lady knows all the answers.
I take it you haven't got to first base.
First base? I'm still at the plate, and the pitching is brutal.
Or perhaps she doesn't like being just one of the crowd.
Well, you know me.
I don't suppose you ever will get serious, will you?
No fun in being serious. Well, I've missed the fights again.
Well, better luck next time.
Guess I'll be running along. Good night.
Good night, Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Hello, Gloria.
What's the idea of sneaking around corners trying to dodge me?
Well, the theory is that if I'm quick enough, you won't see me.
You used to find plenty of time to see me. You used to.
Now, don't get emotional, Gloria. You know we agreed to call it off. It was never meant to be one of those long-distance affairs anyway. All in fun.
Is it all in fun with Benton?
Now, don't be silly. Miss Benton has nothing to do with it.
Don't give me that. I wasn't born yesterday. Or you haven't even seen anyone else for months.
Forget it, Gloria. You were always a good sport.
All right.
Oh, all through?
Just about.
Going to let me drive you home?
No, thanks.
Oh, come on, Ben. We'll take a spin through the park.
I can't go yet.
Well, I'll wait for you at the side entrance.
You'll get a ticket if you wait that long.
Sit down, Ben. You look tired.
I am. A little. They've kept us on the jump tonight.
Sorry we had to put you with those two roughnecks.
Oh, they're not so bad. In fact, they're rather amusing. Roughnecks aren't life's greatest problem.
No. Well, there's a hospital for you. You have to be a servant to anybody and everybody. I hate to see you wearing yourself out like this. Why don't you chuck it?
Sure. You'll order me a nice little pension, won't you? As a reward for my 3 years' service here.
No, I mean leave the hospital for a while at least. Let's go abroad, you and I. We'll go to Paris, Venice, London, any place you like. Just as long as we get away from the smell of ether.
It sounds great, but even doctors and nurses get talked about, you know.
My dear Ben, you know perfectly well that I'm asking you in my very clumsy fashion to marry me. I suppose I should have mentioned it before suggesting the trip. Will you, Ben?
You're not serious, are you?
Why not? Oh, I know what you think. I know what everybody thinks, that I'm just a woman hater. Well, I suppose I was until you came along. But, my dear, I've taken them apart and put them together so many times that I don't suppose I had many illusions left. But now, Ben, I love you. And I have loved you since you first came here. Marry me.
I'm sorry. I can't. I think you're the grandest person I know.
That's quite all right, I understand. Hello? Hello? Yes? Dr. Hedwig speaking? Yes? Yes? Oh, all right, send her up to the operating room. I'll be right up. I suppose you won't change your mind? Well, I'll ask you again. Often. 3 times a day. After meals. Well, so long, Ben.
Oh, I'll help you.
You sure you're not too tired?
Sure.
Good girl. Come on.
Going my way?
Which is your way?
Anyway.
All right, get in.
Nerves steady? That's good. I'll have to trephine. There's a blood clot. In fact, the woman's insane. She became violent a couple of days ago. Oh, what's the matter?
Nothing. I'm all right.
You tired?
Yes, that's it. I'm tired.
I think you'd better go home and get some sleep.
I believe I will.
That's the first time I ever saw her lose her nerve.
That's very strange. Well, she's had a hard day. I expect she's all in.
I don't know. She seemed to go to pieces when you said the patient was insane.
I wonder. I remember once before when she helped me on a psychopathic case, she behaved in the same way. Well, that's very strange.
And when she saw that little smear of blood on Pat's face, she fainted dead away in my arms.
I'm feeling pretty faint myself on my feet at that sink all day long.
Why don't you park it there for a change?
You better put that out. That might be Miss McKenna. He's got a cold.
Bad cold. I'll be seeing you.
Take good care of yourself, Doctor.
Doctor? Don't make me laugh.
Why, that's mean, Miss Hammond. Why, Jerry has the loveliest bedside manner. Why, last week when I had a cold, he felt my pulse just like a regular doctor.
He could give you swell treatments for water on the knee, too.
There's no water on my knee.
It's all under your hat. That's funny. The scar erasers are all gone. Want to run down to the emergency room and get me some more like a good kid?
Scar erasers?
Why, sure, dumbbell. We've got to rub out the scars, don't we?
Well, where'll I find them?
Well, go ask an intern. Run along like a good scout.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, what's biting you? Nothing, except my back's hurting me. Better see a doctor. That's the trouble she has. Why don't you try minding your own business? Hi, slaves. Hi. How's the reading business? Any more diamond good conduct badges?
Oh, this joint's getting to be a joint. Haven't been tempted with so much as a candy bar since last Tuesday.
How about Ben's racketeer? I hear he promotes wrestling matches and mixed up in all sorts of grass. Probably has plenty of dough. And Ben won't mind. She's got other ideas.
He's all yours, Smithy, but he's got a broken leg.
Okay, I won't pull it too hard.
Well, there he is now.
Oh, finish your coffee. I'll get it.
You couldn't take a temperature without putting on your war paint, could you, Smithy?
And remember, he's not running a temperature.
He will be.
Don't forget your reading glasses.
How's Pat?
Ah, he's swell. He didn't even have a scratch, and I thought he was dying.
Oh, you're an old bluff, Schloss. You know you're crazy about him.
When are you two going to get married?
We get enough money together to have a place of our own.
Yes, I know. Little white cottage with a picket fence and pink roses climbing all over it, and the cutest little mortgage.
Maybe you don't think so. And we'll have a garden with flowers. And maybe someday a sand pile with kids playing in it.
You ought to get yourself transferred to the maternity ward. That'll cure you.
I better go and rescue Mr. Sylvester from Smithy.
Give me a cigarette, will you, Schloss? Thanks.
Poor child. I'm afraid the mother won't last another night.
And there are 3 other children. Whoever figures these things out is often terribly unfair.
Well, I think you'd better get her out of here. There's no use torturing the poor kid.
Ben, can you spare a moment for your boyfriend? He's asking for you.
I can always squeeze in a minute for him. How is he?
Oh, there's no change.
Hello. Hello. Hello, Jimmy. Hello, Mary. How's the little pig?
Oh, don't move, darling. Remember what the doctor told you? Lie still. Just so.
Where you been so long?
Seeing about other boys and girls. Big ones and little ones.
When I get well, can I have some ice cream?
You bet you can. Lots of it. So you better hurry up and get well.
My dog loves ice cream.
Does he, darling? What kind of a dog is he?
Oh, sort of yellow and white with a funny tail. I'm going to bring him to see you when I get well.
Oh, that's fine. But you better not talk anymore. I want you to get a lot of rest. Now, will you go to sleep?
If you stay here.
You bet I will. There.
Well, how is she?
She's been resting quietly for the last hour. I think she's asleep now. They tell me it was a successful operation, Doctor. Will her mind be all right?
Well, as you know, these psychopathic cases are generally pretty ticklish, but she has every chance.
Her husband's waiting to see you.
Oh.
He's been here all night. We couldn't get rid of him.
Well, I'll see him as soon as I get through here.
Mr. Bonelli, you can't go in there.
Oh, I must see her.
You can see her later, but it wouldn't be good for her if you went in now. Why don't you go home and get some rest?
No, I won't go home until I see the doctor.
Oh, Dr. Hedwig.
My wife, how's she?
She's coming along fine.
You mean she gonna be all right? All right here?
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's a miracle. Miracle. Everybody says she never be right again.
Well, they didn't know. Now, you must go home now. You can see your wife tomorrow, but you must go home now.
Oh, you save her. You save her. I will pray for you all my life.
We want to see the boss.
Oh, Dr. Hedwig?
No, the boss. Our boss. The big shot. The big cheese.
What's your name?
This is Sonovich. Don't you know me?
No.
That's me. That's me. I am Al Umut. We want to see Mr. Frankie Sylvester.
Well, why didn't you say so? He's on the 5th floor, room 565. Take the elevator to the left. How's your poor leg now?
Listen, sister, leg's okay, but look out for my blood pressure.
Wouldn't you like to have me come in some evening and read for you?
Well, I don't read so good when I'm a cripple.
Be sure and call me if you need me.
Sure. What's your name?
Miss Smith. I'll write on your cast for you.
All right, Smithy. Thanks.
How am I?
I think you'll live.
I suppose that Harris dame has been keeping you again, the old chiseler.
Well, didn't I send you a nice substitute?
That girl, oh, she's all right. But she wants to read to a guy all the time.
Don't you like bedtime stories?
I'd swallow one if you told it to me.
Sorry, I don't know any. But you can swallow this.
Well, how's the patient this morning?
I'm all right. How's everything by you?
I can't complain. How's the leg?
Not bad for being in a straitjacket.
Getting used to our hospital?
Sure, I ain't squawking. Not a bad layout when you get the hang of it. Sit down, Doc. I never knew you folks could be so regular. I always had an idea that doctors and nurses were kind of hard-boiled, you know, tough like me. But you're a pretty good egg. And that Miss Benton, say, she's all right.
That's putting it mildly.
She married?
Why, no.
Engaged?
Miss Benton is an excellent nurse. Outside of that, I know very little about her private affairs. Frankly, I don't think it's any of my business.
I see, meaning it ain't any of mine either. Okay, Doc, I'm just a curious guy, that's all. Oh, hello, boys. Come in.
Oh, Chip.
Hi, boss.
Two of my Mac kissers. The terrible Bulgarian and the bone-crushing Turk.
I'm charmed, gentlemen. Well,
Pansies, eh? Thanks, boys. That's mighty nice of you. But you didn't come here to bring me no posies. What's eating you? Why ain't you two guys on the train to Miami?
We take the train tonight. I want to ask you.
Well, go on. Speak up. What's working around in that space where your brain ought to be?
It's the Bone Crusher's time to win in Miami Saturday night.
Well, what of it?
I got a girl in Miami. You know, she got a ring-size seat. I can't lose.
But he's won in Miami last 3 times. They think I don't know how to wrestle.
You don't.
Who?
Dog.
Pig.
You're a foreigner.
Who's a foreigner?
Oh! Hey, cut it out. This bout ain't on the schedule.
Hey, you lugs.
Stop that. Will you stop it? Hey, help! 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 Help!
Help! Police, get
Hey, lay off, you lugs, lay off. No, don't bring him here. No, take him away. Take him away. Ah! Help, help.
Morning.
Busy?
Mr. Sylvester's been screaming for his lunch for an hour.
Oh, that thug. Doing good to wait.
Gangway?
You know, I've been screaming for something for 3 months.
Can't argue with you now, Doctor. I'm on duty.
Seems to me you're always on duty. It's the idea, Ben. Don't you ever want to have a good time? You know, we could have a swell time together, you and I.
Greg, don't make love to me.
Ben, you're awfully sweet.
Greg, please.
Ben, I love you so much. What is it? Don't you like me?
Maybe I like you too much. It isn't that. Greg, I'm married.
Married? Since when?
For over 5 years, but we haven't lived together for the last 3. Ever since I came here.
Divorced?
No, I can't get a divorce.
Why not?
It's impossible. I can't
Would you
tell
like to
now.
see the diet chart now, Doctor?
Yes, please. Good morning, Ben. What's the matter with Ben?
Nothing that I know of.
Well, she looked as if she'd seen a ghost.
Hardly a ghost. Maybe a skeleton.
What do you mean?
Seems that she has a husband somewhere.
She's married?
That's what she says. She ought to know.
Doctor, do something. Do something.
We've done all we can.
matter?
He died.
Oh, what a shame.
Oh, why did he have to die? He hadn't even begun to live. There was so much for him to see. So much for him to do in this world.
Take it easy, Ben.
Poor little kid. He was going to bring his dog to see me when he got well.
As a man of scientific research, I'm ever in the quest of how and why. To every single mathematical problem, I'll always lend a scrutinizing eye. In spite of all the ologies I've mastered to a T, I'm confronted with a task that's much too deep for me. How far will my goldfish be if they swam in one straight line? Round the bowl they go and go. Goodness, what a waste of time. I've wandered, I've pondered, I've racked this brain of mine. Oh, how far will my goldfish be if they swam in one straight line?
Dr. Conley, will you throw a lovely party like this for me when I get engaged? She gets engaged every week. You better wait till she gets married.
Smitty get married? Never. We got to keep her in circulation.
I'm a lucky guy. Though there was a while there when I was scared you wouldn't have me.
No girl can hold out against a New York cop forever.
Let's sneak off and get married.
Tonight?
Sure, right now.
Not so fast, big boy. We're not going to get married until we can make at least a down payment on the kitchen stove.
You're not going to let a kitchen stove stand in our way.
Nothing's going to stand in our way, dear. But we want to start right. And we'll have years and years together.
You know, it's terrible being a host. You can't devote all your time to your favorite guest.
You seem to be doing all right. Oh, look out. You'll crush the lovely flowers you gave me.
Any dangerous pins?
What do you think?
I'm going to find out.
Jerry, I think I'll have another one of those pink suspenders.
Me too.
I like that, huh? How would you care for a bosom caresser?
A what?
Oh, no. They call it that because it warms you all the way down.
Well, why not?
Get a load of that.
Don't they look romantic?
I grabbed an appendix the other day, and it was the nastiest looking thing you ever saw. Well, after I yanked it out, I then examined the cavity and found that I had to break up a lot of adhesions.
How perfectly marvelous.
Ben, I don't understand you at all. Are you still in love with that fellow, that husband of yours?
No.
Well, then why all the mystery?
Oh, please, let's not talk about it tonight.
Oh, but Ben, I'm mad about you.
Don't use that word.
Why not?
I can't bear to hear it. Greg, my husband is mad, insane, violent. He has been for 3 years.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
You see, we weren't getting along very well. I was on the point of divorcing him when something happened. He was hurt in an automobile accident. Since then, he's been in a sanitarium. He has brief spells when he's normal, but these are becoming less and less frequent.
You poor darling. But there must be some solution, Ben. You can't go on this way. You're young. You have your whole future ahead of you.
What can I do? I can't get a divorce. The law won't permit me. And even if it did, I wouldn't. You see, I loved him once. You understand, don't you?
Of course, I understand how you feel. But I still say it isn't right. You're too young, too lovely, Ben. I tell you, it's not fair.
There's nothing we can do. So let's not talk about it anymore.
You gentlemen may leave any time you wish now.
Thanks, lady. We gotta be going all right. We got wrestling St. Paul Saturday night, and I got to win.
You ain't got to go to St. Paul.
You don't know what I got a girl. I even got a girl in Yonkers.
We ain't wrestling Yonkers. We're wrestling St. Paul, and I win.
No, it's my turn to win. You win last time.
It's my turn.
Dog.
Pig.
Foreigner.
Who's a foreigner?
Let go, no. Let go of me. Let go.
No, not that one. No, don't you know what you're doing?
I'll take it. Spun. What's the matter, Greg? You used to reel off those simple operations when you were an intern.
I'm sorry. I guess I've got the jitters this morning.
Jitters and surgery don't mix too well, you know.
I found that out.
You look worried. What is it? Money?
No, I'm quite solvent for a change.
Is it a woman?
Don't cross-examine me.
I thought so. It is a woman. Who is it, Ben?
I'm sorry I'm off the op. You see,
Is it Ben?
Yes. You see, she told me about her husband last night. He's a mental case.
A mental case? Incurable?
Yes.
So that's it. Poor Ben. You seem pretty hard hit.
I am.
Do you love her? And you'd marry her if she were free?
Sure.
Who does he think he is anyway, bawling me out for nothing? I'm no dumb probationer. Who? He muffed an ABC operation this morning and snapped my head off about it. Dr. Hedwig had to take it away from him. I hope he gets bawled out good and plenty, too. Who's the villain? Your boyfriend, Connolly. Greg? Yes, your precious Greg. Maybe he caught a chill out on the balcony with you last night. Maybe that's why his hand was shaking like a slab of jello this morning. Maybe...
You don't know what you're talking about, Schloss.
Okay, Ben. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it. I'm sorry.
Well, hello, Ben.
What was the matter with Greg this morning?
Oh, he was just a little on edge, I guess. Too much party, maybe.
Schloss said you had to step in and help him operate.
Oh, you know, you nurses gossip just like a lot of old housewives.
Is he all right now?
Of course he is. It was nothing. Ben, Greg's a very promising young surgeon. He might go far with the right kind of an inspiration.
I know what you mean, but I can't. I'm not free.
I know Greg told me. Maybe there's some way that I could help you.
Oh, thanks, but there's nothing you can do. There's nothing anybody can do.
I'm sorry. I understand, and I'm infinitely sorry.
O'Brien on 4. Yeah? Everything okay? Hey, what's the idea?
What is it? Gunfight casualty. They got one of the policemen. He's pretty badly hurt.
A policeman? What's his name?
I don't know.
Pat. Pat, darling.
Beulah. Well?
I think...
Think fast, Doc. Things are getting darker. Think fast. Never mind, darling. We'll have to postpone things a little longer.
Oh, no. No, Pat.
going to be all right. You're going to be all right.
All right, all right. Wish they'd put diapers on them.
How's Schloss? She's sleeping. I gave her a sedative. Fixing that for me? Ever try fixing your own? This is for Dr. Connolly. What's he sticking around for? For an OB?
Come in. Oh. Thanks, Ben. You're an angel.
There.
Will you have a cigarette?
Thanks. Mrs. Miller's been screaming for you.
Ah, her baby won't be here for hours. You know, Ben, there's a lot of rubbish written about hospitals. Well, maybe we do deal with the great mysteries of life and death. It's all a pain in the neck to us, isn't it?
Don't be so cynical, Greg.
I was just thinking about Schloss.
Poor Schloss.
She had happiness right at hand, but she didn't take it. Saving up money, saving up love. What for? Zip. One little bullet for a cop. Maybe one little scratch for a surgeon. And what was there to save for?
Yes. Maybe you're right.
Oh, Ben. Ben, you're awfully sweet. I love you so much. Well, let's not be fools. Let's take our happiness now. None of us know what's going to happen next. Life's so short, so uncertain. Ben, don't you want to be happy?
Yes.
I'd like to see Dr. Hedwig, please.
I'll see. What's the name?
Benton. James Benton. Who? Benton? James Benton? You're sure? Oh, send him right up.
For weeks, I've been watching my chance. Finally, it came, and I got away.
I see. Well, why did you come to me?
I've heard of you and your work. I came to you as a patient to a doctor.
I see.
Dr. Hedwig, I'm married. My wife is a wonderful woman. I treated her very badly before this happened, and I realize what a terrible burden I am on her. And I can't go on like this. Of course, I'm sane enough now, but there are times, in fact, most of the time, when there's nothing but darkness. Terrible darkness.
I quite understand.
Doctor, I love my wife. And if I can't be like other men, well, I overheard them say that my case was hopeless. Well, maybe it is, but I've got to be sure. Lately, I've had a feeling that something might be done. You can tell me.
I'll be glad to do what I can for you.
Thank you, Doctor.
You've talked this over with your wife?
No, not yet. You see, they haven't let me see her for a long time. But I'm sure she feels the same way as I do about it. What's the matter?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Come in.
Dr. Hedwig, this telegram just arrived. It's from the sanitarium.
Sylvia.
I have every reason to believe that such an operation would prove successful.
But if it were not?
Then he might die.
And it's up to me to make the decision.
Yes?
Oh, please don't ask me to take that responsibility.
I'm afraid you'll have to. As you know, I can't perform that type of operation without the wife's consent.
But don't you see, I don't love him anymore. That is, not as a wife should love a husband. Why, it would be like bringing someone back from the dead.
Are you going to deny him the right to a normal life?
But you said yourself he might die.
Is he living now?
No. When do you want to operate?
Right away. Say Monday. That's the 25th. And don't worry, my dear. I'll take care of everything.
I know you will.
Thanks for the magazines, Mr. Sylvester.
You're welcome.
Poor old Ben. It's tough, isn't it?
I'll say it's tough. When do they operate on Benton?
In about an hour.
Jim,
Don't be worried, Sylvia. I'm not.
Dr. Hedwig said I might see you for a moment.
I'm glad.
He's a great surgeon, Jim, and you're going to be all right.
I hope so. Wish me luck, Sylvia. Sylvia, I'm sorry for everything.
Please don't.
Mind if I visit for a while? Say, you got the same nurse I got. She's a swell girl.
Yes, she is.
Now, there's a girl that deserves to be happy. And what kind of a break does she get? She's got a nut for a husband. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I heard.
Yeah, that's what I call tough. 'Cause she don't love this husband anymore. He was a heel, and she was going to divorce him anyhow, never got around to it. Then he went crazy. And for years, she stood by him. Tough, ain't it? Yeah. Now she's in love with somebody else. One of the doctors here. Nice fella. Makes it tougher still, don't it?
I didn't know that.
Oh, sure. They're very much in love with each other. You know something? If I was that husband of hers, I think I'd take a jump out the window. You gonna be here long?
No, I don't think so.
Lend your magazine?
Thank you. No, I've got some thinking to do.
Okay. I'll be seeing you.
What are you doing in there?
Oh, just visiting.
Who was that man in here just now?
He's one of the patients here. Makes a pest out of himself, visiting people. Did he bother you?
No. No, I'm very grateful to him. What time is it?
7 o'clock.
What time do they operate?
8 o'clock. You've got nothing to worry about, though, with Dr. Hedwig on the job.
I'm not worried.
Ben, I've got to talk to you. You've been avoiding me.
Greg, dear, I'm afraid we started something we can't finish.
That's not true. Why couldn't we have gone on just as we were before? Why didn't you leave well enough alone?
Oh, Greg, you don't mean that.
Well, why not? Trying to cure him is so unnecessary. Besides, it spoils everything for us. Well, you were willing to forget all about him when he was miles away up there.
So that was your idea.
Oh, Ben, I only know I'm crazy about you. And whatever the outcome of this operation, we're going on. Together.
Leave me alone.
Oh, Ben,
If I were you, I'd get out of here.
Why?
Please.
You know, I've missed old Ironsides. I've been spreading all over the place this last week or two.
You sure has got a grand figure, madam, where you're inflated and deflated in the right places.
So, you're getting sprung before me, huh?
Don't you know enough to knock when you come into a lady's room?
Now, don't get sore. I only want to talk to you.
Well, who's stopping you?
You know something, Sadie? I'm worried about that Miss Benton. You heard about her husband showing up here, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. It's bad enough to be married, but when the guy is a nut, that's tough.
You know, if that husband of hers was regular, he'd bump himself off. But, of course, the poor sap ain't regular. He's cuckoo.
Just like you.
I was talking with a guy over in 548 a while ago. Now, he don't know Benton from a hole in the ground. Yet he agreed with me that if he was that mug, he'd wipe himself out.
What room did you say?
548.
Do you know who's in that room?
No, but he's a nice guy.
He's Miss Benton's husband.
No.
Couldn't help it, Dr. Henry. I'd gone out of the room for a minute, and when I came back, he was standing by the window. Before I could stop him, he jumped.
Hi, Big Shot.
Hi, Sadie. Well, I never thought I'd be sorry to check out of a hospital.
Well, for once in your life, you're right. She's a swell girl.
She's leaving, too. I hope she'll be happy. Oh, gee, Sadie, don't let you and me fight anymore.
Okay by me, Frankie. As long as you lay off your dumb tricks.
What dumb tricks?
Well, now, like going into that room and spilling the beans to Ben's husband.
Well, what was so dumb about that? It washed everything up, didn't it?
Say, did you know who you were talking to?
No.
I'll bet you did.
I did not.
I might have known.
Gee, I hate to see you leave, hon.
I hate to go, but I know it's for the best.
We've been over some pretty rough places together.
Let's hope the future will be brighter. At least we're getting a fresh start. Just think, in another month, you'll be the head nurse here.
It was swell of you to pass that job on to me. But you should have taken it yourself.
Oh, you'll do much better with it than I could.
Don't be silly.
Besides, Miss McKenna's offered me a position in the new hospital anytime I want it.
Hey, girls, give a look.
Oh, it's beautiful. Where'd you get it?
Mr. Sylvester?
So you finally read him that book?
Yeah, and does he appreciate good reading? Hello? Benton? Oh, all right, I'll tell her. Ben, Dr. Hedrick wants you in his office.
Oh, thanks. I'll be back in a moment.
Come in.
So you're leaving us?
Yes.
Well, I suppose congratulations are in order? No? No? Why, I thought...
That I was going to marry Greg.
Yes.
No. Sometimes it takes a pretty big shock to make us see things as they really are. No, I'm just going away for a little rest and then...
Ben, there.
Still running those boats on the Grand Canal in Venice.
Gondolas?
Yes.
I've always wanted to take a ride in one of those things.
Ben, do you really mean that? We'll chuck the hospital for a while, you and I, and we'll go to Europe. Paris, Vienna, Rome.
And get talked about?
Oh, there I go, forgetting again. Ben, will you marry me?
Dr. Hedwig speaking. Take her to the surgery. I'll be right up.
Wait here for me. I'll be back just as soon as I get through.
I'll help you. It might be twins.